I'm privileged for all of us to be here today, and I'm excited that this is happening, to have a mural on the street representing us, representing the struggles we go through every day. It's not an everyday thing that we share our pain with the society, but we believe that with this mural, people will understand our struggles, people will understand our challenges, and then we can have a honest conversation of acceptance and inclusivity. So I want to take this opportunity to invite the board chair, Ruth Muganzi, and Cleo Kambugu to unveil this mural. This mural is going to stay here for 6 months. 6 months is a huge period of time. As an organization, we shall try to monitor and see its impact, to see its impact, how it's happening. We shall try to talk to people around and see the effect of this mural to them.
So, 1, 2, 3, go!
I'm really proud of the team as Ever Artists for thinking innovatively, deciding that art can speak to us and communicate emotions like we're seeing with this mural. I'm really happy that you got queer women to bring their energy to speak about this conversation, to bring this conversation to the front. I hope that when people, all the people that are going to see this mural 6 months down the road, next year, December 10th, we will not still be having that conversation of how we need to bring the conversation on gender-based violence to the front. This is really amazing, and we look forward to seeing many more. We are taking this on openly. Really proud of the team.
As a transgender Ugandan, I'm very excited to have a piece of art, that I can pass by as I'm coming to, passing by this area because I stay here, that speaks to who I am, because art is about representation. I think as history speaks, history will not forget that this moment happened today. Today is the 11th?
Yeah, 10th.
The 10th of December 2021. For me, this is a very clear depiction of what the damage that violence does, that if anyone really feels like violating any person, this is what that does. And for me, it's to say that, can we stop the policing of people's bodies? Like, it's only you who has the right to your own body, and because violence is about that. It's about people taking away ownership from something that should have been yours, that people feel they have a right to comment and to act on a body that is yours. What is so wrong with that? And can we see what that does to people? But for me, this moment is also very interesting in how it looks, because we are diverse human beings that are standing here right now. And iconically, me being here with my cisgendered sister, Ruth, that I've known for so many years, and that's the very, very sensible conversation about why there should be hatred between cisgendered women and transgendered women when it comes to fighting patriarchy and fighting violence. That it's a conversion of sisterhood with an S, I want to see. So here is to bigger, great things happening here. I hope to bring my mother here one day and take pictures. Like, if you pass by, come and take a picture of this, spread it, share it everywhere. Let it be known that this happened here today, and let this change us forever. So thank you so much, Yaba, and thanks everyone.
So I'd like to invite Mary Bud to perform what she has for us on gender-based violence.
I wrote 2 pieces on gender-based violence, mainly towards queer women. Yes, this first piece is called Dread. Have you ever walked in fear? See, there are places that I dread. Every time I walk past them, I hold my breath in and act deaf. See, they are nightmare. 1, the border stage. See, it's filled with men, fathers in fact, who go about their day uttering vulgarities when anyone passes by. When I pass by, I try to block the noise out. One shouts, "Go sister!" Another exclaims, "Oh, you're Rasta." Well, oli mukazi oba. They dive into a conversation trying to figure out my gender. See, one tries to reach out for my arm, I quicken my pace, I try to keep the sound out, but of course it gets to me too. The marketplace. See, chaos governs this kabubu as different choruses buzz from each corner. Tunda, 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 tunda. I'm walking fast like I did not come to buy a thing. Dodging hands that are trying to grab onto me until a vendor taps my ass. See, in reflex, I push him away and then he shouts, "Hey, chigalo galo chiboy boy, oyagala kulwana obachi." In my mind, I'm debating if I should punch him or walk away. The kaloko bar around home. See, I detest this one. Men spend half of their lives drinking, the other half trying to get alcohol out of their system, as young children watch them insult and utter vulgarities as strangers pass by, and then the cycle continues. Thank you. This next piece is called Both Ways. So she has to look both ways when she crosses the street. She has to look both ways when she walks on the street. She has to look both ways when she walks in her feet. She has to look both ways when her friends want to meet. She has to look both ways when her pants fit right. She has to look both ways when her partner is by her side. She has to look both ways when she feels tired and weak. She has to look both ways when she's drugged and asleep. She has to look both ways when her Uber arrives. She has to look both ways when her pastor calls for a private sermon. She has to look both ways when she's alone. She has to look both ways when her mother is away. She has to look both ways when her family is around. She has to look both ways because she chose to wear the dreads and chill at the beach. She has to look both ways because she looks like she came out of the blue. She has to look both ways because she dresses like a freak. She has to look both ways because she never felt safe. Thank you.
Wow. I go by the Emotional Stripper. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. So on 23rd of June this year, I lost a very close friend of mine to domestic violence. And that's when this became very, very loud for me. I lost a friend to domestic violence and my life hasn't been the same. And so I wrote something in that about GBV, but also in line with her, yeah? Smiles that light up rooms were only meant for poetry, or so I thought. The little physics I knew about light conduction didn't allow me to believe in cheesy descriptions by desperate lovers until her smile. I don't think platonic eulogies have this kind of opening, but this is how special she was. My sister is a black queen. The day they named Lupita the most beautiful woman in the world, I realized beauty pageants are rigged because my sister wears her dark skin like caramel in a donut. Well, until her. Golden Hearts were also another literal inaccuracy because I have a friend who was at the Golden Heart. He has a pacemaker made out of gold. But other than that, these people that give their almost expiring food to the poor don't cut it for me as golden. Well, until her. Cliches like you never know what you had until you lose it always sounded like a bunch of whining, questionable characters who mishandle beautiful things only to lose them. Until her. I lost two brothers only a day old each. And so every time someone said die too young, it really annoyed me. Until her. It's been 5 months, 2 weeks and 3 days, and the word normal has never irritated me more because when I finally became aware of my grief and sought to find help, I was promised that my life will go back to normal. So either I'm broken or therapy is because I never look at denim and not think of her. Do you know how many men struggling with midlife crisis are putting on skinny denim jeans lately? Do you know how many women are not afraid of embracing motorbikes anymore? But nobody really bossed a highway like she did. Women are doing that thing they do where they obsess over one hairstyle and natural hair is in, so I walk around Afro queens all the time, but none of them could quite wear it like her. My sadness shouldn't elude you to thinking I'm a child. Without the notion of death, I know that people die. I didn't want her to live forever. I know that a reckless car driver would have easily run into her. Silly me, we are living in a respiratory pandemic. She could have died of COVID. I'll still mourn my friend, but not like this. Not with suffocation every time a male looks my way. Not with a lump in my throat every time a friend of mine told me they were getting married. And in a small DJ Khalid voice, I'd whisper, another one. Not with the way of remembering my children, remembering their mother as the deceased and their father as the murderer. Not with contempt for writers of wedding vows who put till death do us part and forget to add a small clause about murder. Not with PTSD every time my partner tries something kinky in the bedroom because what if she also strangles me to death? Not with doubt of sight every time I catch myself wondering, were the signs always there? He lifted the hands he used to carry their children, wrapped them around her throat and sucked life out of her. I watched as the little girl touched every taste that none was familiar to the bosom that she sucked. I watched her mother fall to the ground when she realized she was going to bury her child. The sex worker with her caught dead the next day watched her hopes of seeing her children again die with her paralegal. Touched my chest and felt the emptiness from losing my friend. I thought of all the women she was, the future designer who only got to attend 2 weeks of her class, the community paralegal who caused ululations every time she wrote by her clients, the mother who never missed the pickup time, and I'm saddened by all the women she didn't get to be. I'm broken that her last words quoted by her child were, "Honey, please don't do this," that in some sick way she died in love and he killed her in red. I'm angry that she died a statistic at the thing she spent her whole life fighting. I hope this poem does more than cut onions in your eyes, but it makes you think of GBV and pushes you to fight even beyond these 16 days. Thank you.
I want us to reflect on the challenges we go through and strategic ways how we can cope up with these challenges and how we can be champions. Fear causes a lot of pain, but strength breeds people who are resilient. I want us to be resilient. I want us to keep fighting. As we fight on, we are all winners. We've all contributed to this struggle. As we look at GBV, as we look at the 16 days, as we look at the Human Rights Day, these days are not enough. You can't tag GBV to raise awareness for only 16 days. You can't celebrate Human Rights Day just only for one day. I think because every day is a day of pushing, it's a day of fighting, and we live to fight for another day. Let's put a face to the struggle, let's push hard. Because I believe, as you see, when you look at this work, it says a lot, you know. You find someone who is happy but struggling, you know, because we live with our struggles every day. And those struggles might not show on the face, you know, but these are the demons we battle when we go back and sit and look at the days we face. So I believe as we battle those demons, let us know that there is always someone who is willing to listen. There is always someone who would carry you, who would hold you. And let us be a system that supports one another. Because as human beings, the only thing we have to celebrate is humanity. And humanity is all about love. We hope to see more of this coming up in Kampala, so, and the whole country at large. Because we believed and we've achieved. So if we didn't believe, maybe this wouldn't be here. So I believe that our goal to see queer art around the town communicating to different audiences, it's coming to light. Thank you very much.